1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air.
Pod.
And the gang's all here, all things on the South Side. We're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries. Or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen,
Southside Pod.
Blue Island, Beverly, Payless, and Allsup too. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oakland, Midlothian,
Southside Pod.
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod.
30 minutes of good in a world of dumb. This is Southside Pod. Welcome, everybody. My name's Chris. That's Bill. Mike on the guitar. All brought to you by Elite Benefits of America. Be the office hero. If you're the boss, be the best boss ever because you lowered your employees' health insurance costs and you also lowered your cost for getting them health insurance. Butch Zemar, Elite Benefits of America. He's going to help you, and it doesn't cost you anything to talk to him. 708-535-3006 or go to elitebenefits.net. The Stockyard Kilty Band is on this program today. We're going to Flossmoor Brewing as well. There's so much going on. One thing going on around here, man, Dominic's trying to pick a school.
Your son's trying to pick what kind of school?
Well, this is how, you know how it is on the South Side. Like, you can go to public school, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of kids do that, and that's totally fine.
Right.
But then there's the whole, like, the Catholic school search.
Yeah.
And,
for high school, you're talking
For
about.
high schools.
Yeah.
He's an 8th grader, and he's looking
That
around
could mean
at
a
schools.
lot, your whole life. I still see guys that are 40, 50 years old. Where'd you go to high school? Oh, I went to Rice. Oh, yeah, and they'll start making fun of you.
Right.
Because they went to Marist.
Right.
Or the other way around, or wherever.
Right,
So
exactly.
it
exactly.
follows you. So.
Yeah, it does.
It's a big
And
decision.
So what's interesting is that he's made it really easy. I went to Brother Rice, and I go, hey, where do you want to look? He's like, I've decided I'm going to Brother Rice. I never told him where I wanted him to go. And so now
he's gonna instinctively go
it's
with where
cool
Dad went,
that he
right.
wants to go where I want to go, but I've kind of made him go to the other places. Like, we're going to go check out this school today.
Sure.
We're going to go to this thing over here. Like, they do these things now. You'd find this incredible. They do these things now where, like, some parent in the neighborhood host an event where the school sends 3-4 people from the school and the principal of the school shows up and a couple of students show up and they're like, you're drinking in somebody's backyard
They're like
or in their
recruiting
basement.
8th graders.
And it's like a recruitment thing where you go over to somebody's house and there's a party and they're trying to get you all to go to their school.
Ridiculous.
And they all do it, which is the incredible thing about it. Like, this is like, it's been like a normal thing. Like, I've seen my neighbors more, especially since
It's just an
recently,
excuse to drink.
like nonstop. I'm just walking around at like these events where they're trying to pitch all these boys on like, go to this school, right? Because
Right.
with the boys, basically, there's only like one co-ed school that I think there's a couple of them now, right?
Yeah, right.
Maris is co-ed.
Yes.
Isn't Lawrence co-ed now?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I think we've only been to the all boys schools. He seemed to latch on to that. He told me that he thinks it's cool because it's like a locker room. Like, he's a hockey player.
Yeah.
He gets a kick out of the fact, like, he did a thing where he went to Brother Rice and he's like, it was amazing. He's like, this one kid came walking in, he made some smart comment and like everybody laughed and he didn't end up getting sent to the office because it was funny. And the teacher thought it was funny and he's like, it's cooler.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's like a locker room,
Yeah.
It's basically what it is in an all boys school. It's basically a locker room. You can get away with an awful lot more because you're not going to offend anybody. You're not going to offend the fairer sex.
Right. I can see
Okay.
that.
And guys just revert to being like guys.
Right.
Except for like they have the Irish Christian brothers there, I told them. And I'm like, if you step out of line, they'll just punch you in the face.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what they do.
Right.
And I think they still do it. Like, I walked
Why
through
wouldn't
there.
they?
And there were like 2 of them still left from when I went back there. And I graduated in
Clenching their
1995.
fists, cracking their knuckles.
Oh, yeah. One of them saw me and he's like, I remember you.
I remember punching you in the face. How's your face?
It's doing pretty good. It's been a long time. I can still punch you in the face. All right, bro. All right.
I ain't your bro.
It is now time for your Southside Pod Word on the Street. Let's take a look at everything going on in your neck of the woods. Out of Evergreen Park, the Dickens Christmas Festival is returning on Saturday, the 4th of December, 2 to 7 p.m. at their community center, 3450 West 97th Street. Santa's going to be there, a trolley, carolers, Christmas train, food, music, activities, and the big tree lighting right there in the park at 6 p.m. Make your plans for December 4th. I have a feeling that we'll be out there. This past Wednesday, the 17th of November, the Hills Chamber in Palos Hills hosted a pre-Thanksgiving food drive. It was over at Our Savior Lutheran Church, 140 South 88th Avenue. If you missed this drive and you would like to drop off something that would help out a family as they put together these packages for Thanksgiving that they're going to be handing out, you can call the pantry at 708-598-4435. Elsie's Pantry services Palos Hills, Palos Park, Palos Heights, all the Paloses, Hickory Hills, Willow Springs, Justice, Orland Park, and some portions of Bridgeview. There's a fundraiser going on right now for a member of the Southside community, Tom Nelligan. Grew up in Mount Greenwood, attended Queen of Martyrs and Brother Rice, husband and father of 3, who unfortunately has been diagnosed with stage 4 stomach cancer. Some of his friends reached out to Southside Pod and asked if we could pass along the GoFundMe information so you can help Tom Nelligan beat cancer. Just go to GoFundMe.com, go into the search, put in Tom Nelligan. Right after Tom and an NE, it pops right up. And if you're able to make a donation to help out, please do so. And in Lamont, LHS honored their November Students of the Month, and congratulations to these 4 Lamont High School students. Nathan McFarland for music, Ashka Trevetti for mathematics, Marty Kaminsky for business, and Annika Harut for science. And I guarantee I got at least 2 of those names wrong. I'm not winning any awards, obviously. On the way on this program very shortly, we're going to Flossmoor to try out some beer. We're going to give you some more nominations for our Best of the South Side, and the Stockyard Kilty Band is right here on Southside Pod. I have a confession to make. It's true, and I'm guessing you have done the same thing. Put more time into thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for your retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree with you, and I want to help you out. I've got a local, experienced, down-to-earth guy who's a friend of this show. He's got a get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing values, and he's been around for over 20 years right here on the South Side. His name is Tom Walsh. He's located on the corner of 111th and Kedzie, and he's waiting for your call. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call someone who's invested in your success. Reach out to Tom now, 773-779-0023, or pop in at the office right on 111th and Kedzie. Tell him we sent you. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC. We talked about it, the new way of talking about the best of. Things on the South Side that we think are the best
of the South Side.
And the idea is we come in and we nominate things that we've experienced or we tried or we've been at. Yes. We throw it out there, and then you, the listener, you have the opportunity to give us something you think is better than that, to try it out yourself. And if it lingers out there long enough, unchallenged, it becomes the Southside Pod's Best of the South Side. And you can chime in at southsidepod.com. There's a little microphone in the bottom right-hand corner. If you click on it, you leave a voicemail off of any device. You can also call 708-459-8406 and leave a message on your regular phone, or you can type us a message through Southside Pod. So we want to hear from you. Get those in. If you disagree with one or you want to nominate something, I'm totally cool with it as well. We'll go check that place out.
I have one. Can I nominate something?
Yeah, I had one too. So let's get yours and we'll get mine.
I just had this, and it's probably because it's new, but I've never had anything like this. But there's a brand new place on 111th and Pulaski in the Manor Square, whatever, over there on the east side. Okay,
I know what it is.
It's called Birdies. It's a golf place. They have indoor, like, virtual golf, but it's also a restaurant and bar. And I went in there to check it out, and you can golf in there and go golf like different courses and stuff. But they have one of the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life. So you're not nominating it as the best virtual golf thing. No, you're
nominating it for best sandwich.
Yes, right now.
Best sandwich
I've had in a while.
Is it a certain kind of sandwich?
It's called a Mile High grilled cheese, but it's not just a grilled cheese.
But the thing is, if it's a grilled cheese,
best grilled cheese.
Can we make it best grilled cheese?
Yes.
Because I think if you go best sandwich, we're gonna have a war.
Huge, right?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Best
around
grilled
the South
cheese.
Side. Best grilled cheese
on the South Side.
Birdies
on 111th and Pulaski. Let me tell you about this sandwich.
Yeah.
It is 3 pieces of, it's like a club, so there's like 3 pieces of bread, which is just more bread than one needs.
It's a lot of bread.
Right. But it's not only is there cheese on, there are multiple different types of cheese. There's like brisket, and there's macaroni and cheese on the sandwich itself.
Whoa, hold on a second. So they put brisket and mac and cheese.
Yeah, it's
with
like a whole
cheese.
barbecue restaurant between 3 pieces of bread. And it's a mile high. Not really. It's like 5 inches.
It's not really a mile high.
That would be impossible to eat, people.
Man, see, we talked about this. We've talked about this before. There's a segment, and then it just goes right off the rails. You did it right there.
Can you just? I mean, if I put 5-inch grilled cheese on the menu, it's not going to sell.
No, it's not going to sell.
Mile high grilled cheese.
That sells.
Boom.
I like it. All right, Birdie's at 111th and Pulaski. Is it right on the corner or is it nearby? I want to say it's. I know that
plaza. There's a plaza there.
Okay, so it's in the plaza where there's
Riley's
Daughter's in
there's
there,
an
right?
Amico,
okay.
or, you know.
I know where you're talking about. There's a BP that's sitting there on the corner. It's in
Showing
that
my
plaza.
age, Amico.
Yeah.
There's a standard gas station there. I go get my Phillips.
There's a Keen. There's still a Keen, man. I see it every once in a while when I'm driving along. There's Keen still around.
Check it out. Best grilled cheese on the South Side. If you don't like it, challenge me. Tell me something different.
All right, I've got mine that I want to nominate today. And I'm going to tell you about it after this beer.
A pitcher of beer, a pitcher of beer. Let's order another pitcher of beer. That pitcher of beer should come over here. I love that pitcher of beer.
On the Dixie Highway Brewery Trail, there is a unique stop in Flossmoor, and it's the Flossmoor Station Brewing Company. And why it's unique is because, one, it's right next to a train station. Two, it is quite a restaurant that goes along with the fact that it's a brewery. And three, Ryan Chaya makes some great beers and a big selection of beers. How are you, first of all? I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm doing great. It has been...
Since before the pandemic. Last time I saw you was before the pandemic,
So it's been...
I've been here since then, but I have not seen you.
I like to keep a low profile, so...
You make a lot of interesting things. You also make some staples. When I came in, the first thing I did while I was waiting for you is I looked up at the board and I remembered the Pullman Brown Ale. I remember that being a staple inside of this place, and I love it. I remember now why. As soon as I looked at it, I'm like, I think that's what I get here. I think that's one of the ones that I definitely go and get. It's very hard to find a good brown ale. I think sometimes they don't taste the way that you expect them to. This is a really good one. Tell me a little bit about this beer.
So Pullman Brown, it's been around for a long time now, maybe 2 decades even, and we brew ours with molasses, so you get some of the classic brown ale characters, a little roastiness, a little chocolate, and then that molasses carries through with that brown sugar character. So it's really nice. It's a nice complementary beer to some of the food that we have on the menu.
But then you're sitting here and you have something I've never heard of. You have a session stout. Like, I've heard of session IPAs, the idea being it's a little bit lower in alcohol, like a Founders All Day IPA. The idea is tastes like an IPA, not going to be on the ground by 2 PM if I start at noon, right? Exactly. This is a stout that's a session I've never... First of all, how do you get the idea to try something like that in the first place?
Well, I've thought about doing this about 3 years ago. I've tried brewing it 5 times and unfortunately failed 3.
This is why I love you, Ryan. The amount of brewers I talk to, they never want to talk about their failures. They're like, I tried this 5 times to just keep throwing it out until I got it right.
It's been a headache and a half. Something always goes wrong, and it's just like, I finally brewed it. So the session stout is a lower stout. So you got like your imperial stouts, and then your session stouts, which are on the lower end. So this is a low ABV stout that carries all the same characteristics and flavor as a stout or an imperial stout would.
You know, it's similar to, Guinness is a low ABV, exactly. and that's the whole thing, but you never, that's become one of my things lately. I've been drinking the Guinness because it doesn't have as many calories. It's close to a light beer, but it still feels full, and I want to take a few pounds off. So I've been on a Guinness kick. Like around the house, I generally am keeping like Guinness and maybe a craft beer I picked up at some place while we're running around doing Southside Pod. So this would be similar in terms of alcohol. Is it also similar in terms of calories? When you go down on the alcohol, does it also become a lighter beer?
Well,
no, you put sugar in this thing.
Any craft beer is not your best friend to lose weight with. So this isn't as potent as your imperial stout would be, but it still packs a punch. That's for sure. So
big plans coming up in December. What's a release you got?
So December is always our 12 days of Christmas that we celebrate through the 13th and the 24th of December. So we'll have a couple different beer releases, including Glasgow Piper Scotch Ale, and then we'll have that barrel-aged Imperial Stout released as well, along with some throwbacks to barrel-aged beers that we've done in the past.
So you're telling me from mid-December until Christmas, you release for 12 days a bunch of different beers?
This year we'll probably do about 6 or 7 of them. In the past we've done one every day. That is just extremely hard to keep up with, so I've cut it back a little bit, but we'll be doing some specials as well as some events around the brewery to fill out those 12 days.
All right, Ryan Chaya, I don't have it in front of me. You remember what the address of this place is?
It's 1035 Sterling Avenue in Flossmoor, Illinois.
All right, you got a website?
Flossmoorstation.com. Awesome.
Look how you rattled that off. You weren't even prepared for it. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you so much.
A pitcher of beer, a pitcher of beer. Let's order another pitcher of beer. That pitcher of beer should come over here. I love that pitcher of beer.
Best fire pit patio.
Best fire pit patio.
Best fire pit patio.
Okay.
Told you we can make anything a best of.
All right.
All right. And I didn't want to do a food this time. So best spot to go sit outside with a fire pit to keep you warm.
Yes.
And hang out with people. Flossmoor Station Brewing.
Flossmoor Station Brewing.
In Flossmoor.
It's a train place,
on
right?
the south side. It's right there at the Metro line.
Yes.
The trains go by, and on their patio, they had these giant stone fire pits where you could sit there, you can get some food,
Seating
you can have a
there, too?
drink. There's seating around the fire pits, and there's a trolley, not a trolley, it's a train caboose.
Okay.
And inside the train caboose is an extra bar where you can sit inside the train caboose.
Really?
And you can go up and get your craft beer from there, and you can sit around these fire
Get
pits.
your beer from a caboose.
From a caboose. You can go inside as well. They
That's
got good
pretty
food and
sweet.
stuff like that. But I have, as I am declaring it right now, the best fire pit patio on the south side.
Best fire pit patio.
Fire pit patio.
I love it.
Okay? See, we can come up with anything for this. Okay? So they're the best. Dispute it at SouthsidePod.com. If nobody disputes it in a month, then they are the best. If somebody disputes it, we'll go try out the other place, and maybe you're right. That's how this works when we find the best of the South Side. It is now time for your South Side Sound Check. Live music is back at many venues. Check out these. Friday night, Heart Saloon starting at 9:30, going till close at 1 a.m. Rocks Off is going to be there. 9858 South Artesian Avenue on the edge of Evergreen Park and Beverly. Also on Friday night from 8 to 10 p.m., Motown Nation at 115 Bourbon Street in Marionette Park. And in Lamont on Friday night, the Santana Tribute Band Fuse is going to be at the Quarry. $5 cover, doors open at 4, band starts at 8. That is at the Quarry Pub and Grill, 1015 State Street in Lamont. On Saturday night at 115 Bourbon Street from 10 p.m. until midnight, 90s Pop Nation. Go check that out for free. Also Saturday night, Shortstop's Grill and Bar, 5944 West 111th Street. Electric Land will be on stage with special guests John and Phil. We're just making up band names with our first names now? Are we out? We got a group sitting down here that's been around for 100 years. Yeah, a band that's been around for 100 years. You know, back in the day when every name was available to choose from. Sitting down here, I got a crowd at the 9-foot homemade oak bar. I mean, I got every bar stool down here, and why not? Because, first of all, this is a big group. I mean, if you would have brought everybody, Matt McKee, from the Stockyard Kilty Band, it would have been, well, I would have needed a bigger basement, correct? I mean, how many guys you got in your entire group?
It's about 50 people. So yeah, you'd have
been packed in here.
We'd pack you.
If you would have brought in the bagpipes, like all 50 sets of bagpipes and the drums, I know we didn't have enough room. Like that might have been the difference right here. And I want to welcome Matt McKee, Dave McKee, and I don't know why Chris Brett is here. He just he hooked up the entire thing. I know Chris from the neighborhood. Do you play bagpipes? Is this something I don't know about?
No, I'm the least talented person in this band. I just I carry the flag for him, but my son's a drummer.
Oh, okay. So you're like the promotions guy.
No, I'm just a hanger-on.
You're the roadie.
Yes, I do.
He's the glue. Don't let him fool you. He's the glue that holds us.
He's like one of those girls that hang backstage at the metal concerts to meet the band. That's what you are.
And damn proud of
right,
it.
but for guys that play bagpipes, get Chris Brett. That's how that works.
We luck out.
He brought over beer. You brought over what I've been drinking here lately. I've been telling people this. I think I've said it on the show that I'm on a Guinness kick right now because first of all, I'm fat. And secondly, I don't like light beer. So I was like, I realized that Guinness has barely any calories compared. It's almost like a light beer. It's the Irishman's light beer. And I'm like, that's it. I'm on Guinness from now on. So it's Guinness and whiskey. Those are my only two things these days. Is that why you drink it too, for the weight loss benefits?
Yeah, that's right. As you can see, I try to keep myself nice and thin. So for the ladies.
Matt, Dave, tell me a little bit about what's going on with your group, okay? First of all, the bagpipes, they're glorious. I see you at all these different events. Normally, I see you around St. Patrick's Day when it's your busy time and you guys just look stressed. Like, you're relaxed down here right now because it's November. First of all, do you do very much during this month? Are you at a Thanksgiving Day parade? Or are you just basically doing weddings? What are you guys normally doing this time of year?
It's mostly weddings and funerals, those type of things, but there's still things happening. Blue Island Christmas Light Parade's coming up, so we'll be playing that in a couple weeks. So it's a year-round event. You know, all the time there's something happening we could play at. So it's pretty crazy. The wives love it.
But you have a 100-year anniversary coming up, right?
That's the big thing.
Is
right.
this truly the 100th year? It's not really 101 and you had to wait a year because of the pandemic, right? Is this really the 100th year?
This is the 100th year.
All right.
Formed in
Any original
1921.
members still kicking in the band?
That's Chris.
Well, there's some old timers that are still around, but no one who's going to be celebrating their 100th with us, unfortunately.
All right.
But yeah, it's a big deal, and so this is a little more stressful time for us this year than in most past years because it's a lot of stuff to get done for this.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the event. Like, what is it? Is it a concert? Is it a party? Like, what? Can anybody come to it? Tell me a little bit about it.
Yes, and yes.
Yeah, no, open to anybody and everybody. It's a little bit of all that. It's a big party, but a lot of music, a lot of entertainment. So the pipe band will play a couple of times. We've got an Irish band, St. James Gate, is going to be playing just random Irish music through it to help carry you through when we're not playing. We've got the Irish dancers coming, the Blackbird School of Dance, and traditional Highland dancing, the Thistle and Heather, easy for me to say, Highland dancers. So it's a huge cultural event for everybody if they can make it down there. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's been written up in the Irish papers as one of the best little hidden gems on the south side.
Hold on a second. Like, look, I'm part Irish, okay? And then I'm all Irish when it comes to the high holiday in the month of March, but I'm part Irish. I know I got an Italian last name, but there's just as much Irish in this blood as there is Italian. You're telling me there's Irish papers? There's Irish papers? Like, there's a whole Irish press that I'm not aware of? Other than the normal news on the south side of Chicago. There's an Irish press? Tell me about this.
It's the real news.
Really?
Go into Fox's. They got the papers all stacked up on the benches there.
The underground Irish paper network.
It's there, man.
Hey, the things that I learn when I sit here on this show. That's absolutely incredible. All right, so event is going to be where again?
It's at Bourbon Street, November 20th.
Okay, and then how do I get tickets if I want to go?
You can find them on our Facebook page,
Right.
the Stockyard Kilty Band on Facebook. You can buy them at the door. You can buy them from any member. So there's almost so many resources. It's unbelievable.
When I asked that question, I was just waiting for you to hand me free tickets. But whatever, man. That's fine. Matt, Dave, Chris, thanks so much. Cheers to you guys. And congratulations on 100 years of Stockyard Kilty Band.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
We've added a brand new segment here on Southside Pod. We're going to be doing it each and every week. It's the Shop Local Spotlight, a chance for us to support all the local mom and pop businesses right here on the South Side. We're just going to tell you about a few of them. Maybe you don't know these places exist. One such place is Grinders Training Academy. That's Grinders with a Z, located at 10200 South Kedzie Avenue in Evergreen Park. I stopped by this place. It's awesome. There's like kids training, like you would have older people that would be training for different sports. No, this is for kids that do training. Youth sports training and conditioning. There's like a weight room. They teach the kids how to do that. They have fitness classes for all levels, kids and adults, and they just added yoga, ages 10 and up. Get the kids out of the house, get them working, get them moving, get them healthy. There's private coaching if your kid is working on something in a specific sport. Check out everything they have to offer. This local Southside business, Grinders Academy, Grinders with a Z, Academy.com. And if you're looking to have your vehicle towed at any point, something goes wrong with it. Heck, my transmission went out one of my cars just the other day. I needed a tow truck. Dreamers Towing and Recovery. 24 hours, 7 days a week. This is a Southside only tow service. Because they're doing it that way, the rates are lower. They even buy your junk cars. So if you want to support this local Southside business, all you have to do is take your phone out right now, punch in this number, 773-410-4549. Give them a call when you need them. Hopefully you don't, but when you do, now you have a place you can call, and Southside Pod told you about it. And that's your shop local spotlight right here on Southside Pod. I like that one. Little addition here to Southside Pod. What we do.
Lost in a dream. I don't know which way to go. If you are all that you seem, then baby, I'm moving way too slow. I've been a fool before, wouldn't like to get my love caught in the slamming door. How about some information, please? Straight up now, tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Or am I caught in a hit and run? Straight up now, tell me, is it gonna be you and me together? Or do just having fun? Straight up now, tell me. Time standing still, waiting for some small clue. I keep getting chills when I think your love is true. I've been a fool before, wouldn't like to get my love caught in the slamming door. Are you more than hot for me, or am I just page in your history? I don't mean to make demands, but the world indeed go hand in hand. How about some information, please? Straight up now, tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Or am I caught in a hit and run? Straight up now, tell me, is it gonna be you and me together? Are you just having fun? Straight up now, tell me. Straight up now, tell me. 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, 'cause opposites attract. I said 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. I said, long, got stop, steps attract. Straight up now, tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Straight up now, tell me. Straight up now, tell me. Tell me. Straight up now, tell me.
Christmas is coming up, and you, I think, do Halloween more than you do Christmas.
Absolutely.
Right?
We still do Christmas a little bit, but
you're more of a Halloween fan.
Yes.
Yeah, I put up Halloween decorations. I always do that. But like Christmas is like the one where I'm like, all right, I got to climb up on the side of the house. This year, don't have to climb up on the side of the house.
No lights?
Left them up.
Come on, you were that family?
I left them up.
Oh, no.
I went out and bought, I wanted to know if I could get away with it. And nobody noticed it.
No,
I went
I
a
didn't.
whole year. You came over to my house multiple times. And nobody noticed.
Someone had to
the
notice.
lights were still up because I went out and I bought those lights that are like basically like a clear cord. And then when you turn them on, they're the colors that you want them to be.
Okay.
And I ran them right along the gutter all the way around the house. And then all I did was just unplug them.
What happens if like you have a strand out? That's going to really make you angry.
Yeah, that's really going to tick me off. To get, that's the whole thing. Like to get the whole year and make it to this point. Like at this point, if somebody noticed them, I'd be like, yeah, I'm just getting a jump on it. Like I've made it.
Right.
I feel safe.
I'll get it
at this
before the
point.
snow hits.
Yeah, I just want to get it up early. I'm not lighting them, but I got them up now.
right.
Like now you can't question me. I figured once I got into November, I was safe.
Absolutely.
Until then, I was a lunatic or some kind of jerk that
Someone
didn't take
had to be taking
way too lazy.
Someone Snapchatted it and said, look at this a-hole.
Nobody got it, man.
You just don't know about it. They're talking about you
You
behind your back.
don't notice them. You don't notice them. I think that's the thing. You just don't notice them unless you're really looking for them. So they've been up there.
Yeah, it's not like you left like a whole manger up or anything.
No. Now that would have been weird.
People are really religious.
That would have been weird. You still got the manger in front.
You're replacing Jesus with like older and older Jesus. Like he grows. Yeah, he grows with the year.
He grows when it gets to Easter.
1-year-old Jesus.
He gets really weird at Easter time.
You gotta take him down again.
Then the cross goes up next to it, and it gets really weird.
You gotta put him in a cave and put a rock in front of it. It's the whole thing.
Whole production. But at least that way I don't have to store away the Christmas stuff if I can incorporate it year round.
I'm all in at this point. I gotta go with the story. Thank you for listening to see what's happening on the Southside Pod. On the Southside Pod. Join us again and be sure to tell a friend about the Southside Pod. About the Southside Pod. All things about the neighborhood we live in. All things about the places that we go. It's the best side of Chicago, the South Side Pod.
What's Jesus doing today? He's throwing people out of the temple, okay?
Jesus is 12 and just told you're not my mom and dad. He's asking where he came from. They can't answer him with a good answer.
Tell your brother he's got to go outside this weekend and just stand there and baptize Jesus for 3 days just to keep things going. I don't have a John the Baptist. He just has to go out there. See, I knew my Catholic education would pay off at some point.
Right.
And there, right there,
right
it
there.
worked out.